Here's what we're talking about today here on The Now. There's something new to watch for if you want to get in on the Equifax data breach settlement. We talked to a consumer advocate about the best way to find out about class action lawsuits and claim money. Well, there are so many efforts right now to stop e-cig use, but now some doctors are pushing back on some claims about vaping. And farms are becoming major tourist stops today. We're going to the places that are adding glamour to get people in.
Thank you, Chris. This is a live look at Interstate 70 near the Greenfield exit. As you can see, there is a big crash there. It is impacting the eastbound lanes of I-70. There are no cars getting through right now, so avoid eastbound I-70 near the Greenfield exit. Find another way to travel through Hancock County. And new developments, the Indiana Department of Education has filed a formal complaint against a Tri-West high school teacher accused of sexual misconduct with a student. Football coach Tyler Bruce is a licensed teacher and is currently on paid administrative leave. The Indiana Department of Education will now hold a hearing with Bruce and may suspend or revoke his teaching license. Bruce is under criminal investigation but has not been criminally charged. A memorial service today, remembering the people who lost their lives in what remains Indiana's worst commercial airline disaster. On the afternoon of September 9th of 1969, 50 years ago today, Allegheny Airlines Flight 853 was over Shelby County, beginning its descent into Indianapolis. There were 78 passengers and 4 crew members aboard the plane. At the same time, a small plane in the area was traveling from Hancock County to Columbus. Outside of Shelbyville, the 2 planes collided. The Allegheny flight plummeted into a soybean field near a mobile home park. The small Piper Cherokee plane crashed nearby. Now, 83 people died and there were no survivors. 7 of those killed were from Indiana, including the captain of the Allegheny jet, 47-year-old James Elrod of Plainfield. Today, family and friends of the victims held a memorial service near the spot where the plane slammed into the ground not far from the Shelby County town of London.
I never had the opportunity to meet my grandfather. Like everyone else involved, his life was cut short. But from what I've heard over the years, he was a good man and an excellent pilot. Although I never met him, he has affected my life in profound ways.
After the tragedy, many asked how 2 planes flying in decent daylight weather conditions could have collided in midair. The National Transportation Safety Board held hearings in Indianapolis shortly after the crash, hoping to find out. The NTSB said the pilots were flying under the see and be seen principle of aviation. However, the agency said the see and be seen method proved to be inadequate in this particular case, and that there were technical limitations of radar in detecting all aircraft. Findings from the Allegheny crash and other air disasters led to changes in air safety. Kevin, it looks beautiful out at the canal.
Sunshine, yeah, reflecting off of the canal. Won't be long, but you can still get in the paddle boats and the gondolas and enjoy downtown walk. Temperatures comfortable at this hour with the humidity not too strong. I just say welcome to Temperature Talk. That's really what our conversation is about, because no rain chances tonight or tomorrow. It's not until the middle of the week that at least introduce a chance for some showers and thunderstorms. 83 in Indy, the wind out of the south. Now that will be the key to raising both the temperature and the humidity as we move along this week. What a great evening. It will be dry. The wind will be light. Skies are clear now. They'll stay clear this evening. By 10 o'clock, we're down to 72 degrees. It will be a warmer night. Most areas mid 60s. That's the way we'll start our Tuesday. That's the launching pad, and we'll make our move on 90 degrees. Many spots will generally sit in the upper 80s for an afternoon high. We start with a clear sky, pick up more clouds through the day. Southwest wind around 10, 88, the magic number.
Days after Hurricane Dorian slammed the Bahamas, the country is continuing to assess the damage. Dozens of people were killed, many more injured, as thousands of homes were left damaged or destroyed. And now the people of the Bahamas are left wondering how they'll move forward. A before and after look at Green Turtle Key in the Bahamas. Dorian's mark is easy to see from the sky. On the ground,
this is what is left of it.
People are trying to save whatever they can. This is what Dorian spared of Laura Jones's home.
I just went blank because I can imagine. I never thought it was like this.
This man's boat survived.
The main structure is inside here. This is superficial.
Floodwaters carried it a half-mile from where it was docked, while those still on the island continue to pick up.
So please, all passengers that don't have U.S. visa, please proceed to disembark.
Probably problems yesterday for those trying to leave. A loudspeaker on a ferry carrying evacuees said anyone without a U.S. visa had to get off. About 130 people left the ship headed from Freeport to Fort Lauderdale. Customs and Border Patrol says they didn't order that. It was the ferry operator's decision.
If those folks did stay on the boat and arrived, we would have processed them, vetted them, and worked within our laws and protocols and done what we had to do to facilitate them.
But while some confusion and frustration there, images are still coming in of the heroics after the storm. This is video of jet skiers riding floodwaters to save 100 people trapped in homes. While there is so much damage, people like Laura Jones are trying to stay optimistic. Her home's frame wasn't the only thing Dorian spared. Also this cross.
In spite of everything, there's hope. No matter how dark it is, no matter when I'm about to fall apart, I can look at this and realize that there's hope.
Something Bahamians will need to hold on to as the long cleanup is just getting started. And President Trump presenting the 6 officers who stopped the Dayton mass shooter with the Medal of Valor. That is the highest decoration for bravery awarded to U.S. public safety officers. These officers responding to the scene within 30 seconds. Okay, let's get back to our lineup. And there have been so many data breaches, and class action lawsuits are becoming very common. But we don't always find out about them until it's too late. So we're sitting down with a consumer advocate about the best way to find out about these lawsuits.
6 p.m. Learn more at 50sfestival.com.
Welcome back to the Now Indy on RTV6. Let's take another live look at eastbound Interstate 70 near the Greenfield exit. There is a crash there, but an update here. Traffic is now starting to move through, but very slowly. Again, you're looking at the eastbound lanes of I-70 near Greenfield. Traffic is moving slowly, but you may still want to avoid the area due to crash cleanup and some continued backups behind this accident.
Those impacted by the Equifax data breach who are eligible for a settlement need to pay attention to their email. People are able to choose either a $125 check or free credit monitoring. Well, the problem is there's only so much money to hand out, and an overwhelming amount of people went for that money option. Now, the company that's handling the settlement sent out verification emails this weekend that allow you to change your choice. You'll need your claim number, and if you stick with cash, it'll ask you to provide the name of the credit monitoring service that you already have. Either way, you still need to validate your claim. Now, Equifax is just one of many class action cases where you could end up with some money. Now, some other ones, Capital One Bank, Gap, Massage Envy, Sirius Radio, even Target, all are offering vouchers or payouts for different issues. Now, we talked to Consumer Action Group. They started a database of class action suits because not enough people knew about them, and many are easy to join.
In most cases, these are just simple forms people need to fill out. There are some class actions out there that are more serious and have higher amounts of money where you actually have to provide proof that you purchased a thing or that you had a stock or a bond or something like that if it's a securities issue.
Now, you can sign up to get the group's monthly newsletter on their website to see new settlements. Many times, nonprofits that work on consumer issues get the leftover money, but lawyers usually don't. The Federal Trade Commission is cracking down on beauty companies offering deceptive free trials. The FTC says the offers have people agree to continue the trial, yet they get billed without their approval. The agency also says it is tough to cancel the deal or get money back. Now, this free trial issue is tied to the makers of products like Adelina and Parisian Glow. All right, ahead of our lineup, farms are getting a facelift, and it's all to get you to visit them. So we're going to take you to the farms that are adding a bit of glamour to get tourists to swing through.
Only on RTV6 News.
Turning to the newsfeed, Apple is playing down concerns Google researchers raised about software. Google team said that it found weaknesses that hackers could use to attack a large number of phones. Apple says problems were isolated and Google is just, quote, stoking fear. Well, if you need an excuse for a nap, listen to this one. A new study says taking a nap once or twice a week is tied to a lower risk of heart attack and stroke. Research published in the journal Heart says the length of the nap was not relevant. Well, if you found money was accidentally deposited into your account, would you spend it? Here's a reason not to. A couple in Pennsylvania did that. They're now facing theft charges. $120,000 was mistakenly transferred. A couple spent most of it over a 3-week period. Well, we've talked about how veterinarians are at a higher risk of suicide, and now we're seeing more action to address that. There's an online organization called Not One More Vet. It's It's a mental health support group for veterinarians only. Vets, especially women, are 2 to 3.5 times more likely to die by suicide than other people, according to the CDC. Meanwhile, there's another program that's expanding to help vets and their clients. Blue Pearl Veterinary is partnering with the University of Tennessee to get more social workers in their animal hospitals, and we talked to the head of the program.
On one end, it's to help the students get a better understanding and be better clinicians at dealing with veterinary health issues. But on the other hand, it provides remarkable emotional support to our staff.
Students working in the veterinary social work certificate program at UT are putting together training for vet staff, which includes dealing with difficult clients, stress management, compassion fatigue, burnout and resiliency, wellness, mindfulness, and work-life balance. Now, vets don't get training in these areas, and they do deal with death at a rate 2 times higher than the human medical field.
So imagine being the doctors dealing with multiple patients a day, sometimes 10, 15 euthanasias a day. And these aren't just clients that happen to walk through the door. Some of them are, but some of them are pets and owners that they've had relationships for long periods of time. And they walk through that grief process with them multiple times a day, 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year. That level of grief, no human being can handle by themselves.
Blue Pearl has 3 licensed social workers on staff right now for their animal hospitals. They have plans to hire one for every region soon.
It's either a modern-day fairy tale or a case of not doing your homework. It happens every day, falling in love with someone you met online, never having seen the person, and often that Romeo or Juliet turns out to be a scammer. Working for you, John Matarese has a warning from one victim, so you don't waste your money.
It's called the romance scam. Con artists who befriend women online only to steal their money. Despite warnings, thousands of people a year continue to fall victim to it. Like one woman who just discovered her Mr. Right was really all wrong. Petronica Williams found the man of her dreams, a great-looking New York City-based fitness trainer.
He inboxed me on Instagram like, hey, gorgeous, how you doing? I want to get to know you.
Her Romeo sent videos claiming he trained the stars of the VH1 reality show Love and Hip Hop. After weeks of intense messaging, he went to Africa on an assignment. Then trouble developed.
He said he was stranded and he needed a way to get home.
He needed money fast.
He needed $540 for a plane ticket.
So she wired it to him. But then he said the Republic of Benin, Africa, needed more.
He won't let me go home because I owe $1,500 in taxes.
Before she realized what she was doing,
I sent $2,076.
This scammer was so good at what he did that he sent Petronica to 3 different pharmacies to wire him money. CVS, then Walgreens, then a grocery store, so that there wouldn't be suspicions raised at any one place. Her friend Erica Trumbull saw red flags immediately. So you were suspicious at first?
Yes, I was. I instantly thought it was catfish.
Erica realized her friend was a catfishing victim by someone pretending to be someone else. She told her how to find out.
FaceTime him.
The international man of mystery could not FaceTime, Skype, or even talk to Petronica, who now wants to just warn other women.
They can't FaceTime you. Don't fall for it.
Just remember one thing. Never send money to someone you have not met in person, and pause and talk to a friend about them before you fall in love so you don't waste your money. I'm John Matarese for RTV6.
All is quiet again in the Speedway. As you take a look from our Pagoda camera back toward Indianapolis, everything's cleaned up. It's magic. It happens every year after every race. And you can see in the distance, Indianapolis looking pretty good. We had another shot looking from Indy toward Speedway, a little hazy. I think we'll see some haze over the next few days as we start to raise the humidity level. It won't be as humid as earlier in the summer, but you'll notice it. You'll definitely think it's a bit on the humid side. That will be one of the ingredients leading to at least a chance for some thunderstorms in the middle of the week. There's that haze that I was talking about. This is looking from downtown to the Speedway. 84 in Bloomington, 83 in Greenwood. We made it to 84 for the high today. That's a base temperature from which we'll raise the bar over the next couple of days and may hit 90 degrees. Ironically, the records for tomorrow and Wednesday were all set in 2013 at 95 and then 96 degrees. We will not see record warmth. Temperatures tonight still at 11 11 o'clock will be in the 70s with a clear sky. There's the meter as far as our humidity, and this is through Friday. You can see humidity way up here. Just in time for the weekend, the humidity level will drop and it becomes a lot more comfortable. Temperature trend during the day tomorrow. Noontime temperature of 82. Afternoon highs push into the upper 80s with partly to mostly sunny skies. We'll just see how much of the sun is tempered by some cloud cover. That'll be the difference between hitting 90 degrees or just being close to the 90-degree mark. As we take a look at Wednesday, the chance for thunderstorms appears. Temperatures will be just as warm and it will be a little more humid.
As the holiday shopping season's approaching, Target is looking to give you more benefits. The chain's rolling out its Target Circle Rewards program nationwide. This will happen on October 6th. Right now, it had only been in 18 markets. Well, as we get more robocalls, many people doing more to stop them, at least trying, some even paying for apps that screen spam calls. But sometimes those apps can block the calls that we actually want. Experts tell USA Today that 10% of the calls that are blocked by apps are legit. Many times, they're from places like your bank, doctor's office, even customer support when they have a callback feature. Also, weather alerts and even a warning about a serious situation like an active shooter could be blocked. Now, UMail says there are a couple of reasons that these legit calls get blocked.
A lot of schools actually use illegal numbers because they're using old PBX systems. So we have one that'll say 949, 611 something as the phone number they're calling from, which is not a legal number. And so they may well get blocked even by the carriers.
Other companies or organizations may get blocked because scammers will spoof their legitimate numbers. That's when they trick the phone system to say the call comes from a different number. That number may get flagged and blocked. Now, what can you do to actually make sure the calls that you really want get through? Experts say just let everything go to voicemail and manually screen them yourself. Google has put out an update for iPhones and iPads that can block pictures you don't want to see. It also helps keep you from being tracked. Now, in order to take advantage of the update, just go into the app and go to Settings, then click your specific account, hit Images, and select Ask before displaying external images. Well, farms are becoming a destination for tourists really everywhere, and Amy Taylor has a clever way that farmers are utilizing their land to attract visitors and make money.
With more land than the eye can see, cows roam and ranchers work.
Our primary income is from agritourism, not from farming or ranching.
While this farm is ideal for farming,
it would be very hard to sustain this property as a farm or ranch, just farming or ranching. I could probably only make $15,000 to $20,000 a year off of it is my guess.
Dory Dijon, part owner in Platte River Fort in Colorado, says they needed a new business plan, agritourism. So instead of milking cows, they offer a rustic stay inside a yurt or tent and use the space as a place to get married.
Between the event venue and the campsites, I'm guessing we're going to be in the $500,000 to $750,000 range of income from those two segments.
Agritourism has become a new way for farmers to keep their land.
Taking these small ideas and initiatives that producers already come to us with and helping them build some structure around it.
That's Professor Dawn Thillamy with Colorado State University. She teaches a course on agritourism management.
So we see it being anywhere from having a pick your own orchard or field on your farm to hosting events like farm dinners or preserving classes to dude ranches where people want to get away for a whole week or two.
The course offers lodging management, culinary tourism, destination development, and ways to make your business different than others. It all helps students grow a business that uses their land to attract visitors. Some farmers are looking to expand, but in a more modest way.
Well, over the years, we've learned that our customers want to have a place to enjoy, and they also want to have the experience of farming.
Amy Kafka owns Garden Suite.
We've added pick your own. We've added date nights, yoga.
A simple event here and there to attract customers year-round.
The combination of all the events and things that we do constantly bring in a new flow of clientele.
Agritourism is expected to reach $10 billion by 2024, according to Verified Market Research, an online site for business analysis. But both Amy and Dory agree, no matter your business, grow what matters.
Find your passion, not try to find something that's going to make money.
I'm Annie Taylor reporting.
Andy, thank you. Next in our lineup, there are a lot of efforts right now to stop e-cig use, but now there are some doctors pushing back on some claims about vaping.